Hey, what's going on, family? Yeah, man. I don't know what been going on with my sound today, but it kind of like slowed me up. I was on a good roll, had some stuff going, but I'm gonna have to get back into it because I wasn't being recorded in sound. But yeah, family, I want to talk about some more BS that's going on, man. All of it's serious, all of it's what it is, man. Now Trump is talking about South Africa because of South Africa uh, joins BRICS. You know, it wasn't no problem with South Africa until they joined BRICS. But really, what really got him on him is Elon Musk, because Elon Musk is from South Africa. If y'all notice his post today on X, if you go on X, you will see his post talking about the South African quote, white people should be able to immigrate to the U.S. White people. He didn't say the South Africans. He said the South African white people should be able to uh, migrate to the U.S. You know. Then Elon Musk hate the Africans ended the apartheid. You know, they had the apartheid down there for decades going on. He was down there involved in that stuff for 4 decades with the apartheid. You know what I mean? Where white people rule. You know, where white folks rule. You know, everything was fine then. Even though right now they still own all the nice land and all the little nice areas, like all up the coastline with them nice homes overlooking the beach and stuff like that. You know, but the apartheid ended and things are changing now. So now all of a sudden he's concerned with South Africa. And what did Trump know about South Africa? Wasn't nobody talking about South Africa till he got in there. But the only reason Elon Musk is talking about it because y'all know he's from South Africa, like I was saying. And now Trump is saying the South Africans is doing crazy things. What is crazy things? You know, he don't say what they doing. He just say they doing crazy things. He just want to have a reason to go down there and be tripping with them people. You know what I mean? Instead of minding your own business, but you concerned with what they down there doing and all up in their business. You know, now they got the black president down there, and all of a sudden now it's a problem with South Africa because your boy is from South Africa. You know your boy is down there. I mean, up here, all up in the Treasury Department, like I said on the first the thing I did today. You know, shutting down stuff and trying to stop, you know, humanitarian aid going down there to them African countries. You know what I mean? But he talking about, yeah, they doing crazy things, and they do not want the South Africans to get the aid. You know, you know, that's all that he's trying to do, but it affects more than South Africa is itself. It affects a lot of these different countries down there in Africa and other countries around the world. But you know, you know, but you got a mission that you own, you know, and you know this man gave this man $300 million to help him get elected. So you know, I look at that as a quick pro quo. You know, you letting this man go up in here, not even elected official, up here in the Treasury Department. You know, which don't make no sense to me. They got to do where he got action at all your information and everything like that, putting freezes on your federal aid and all that stuff. I said all this stuff in another video, so I'm not just gonna just go through it all. But we want to South Africans aid. Most of the land in the country is owned by them white folks, like I was saying, and was part of that for decades. USRD for aid, that's for like for them people down there that like got AIDS, they need food, they need medication, different medical things. They need that stuff to dig wells and stuff so they can have clean water. You know, it's the aid like that for people around the world, but you want to close that down. You know, them African countries, they need that. But these African countries are starting to get themselves together. You know, every time you turn around and it's a problem with the with one of these countries, it's always they doing something with their people. And what I don't understand about that, you know, it's always somebody doing something to their people, like Gaddafi, when they went down there and killed him, talking about he was doing something to his people, which was a bunch of BS down there. You can look at this stuff up, man. When a woman got pregnant in Libya down there, when people when women got pregnant down there, they gave her $7,000 and a house. And then down in Libya, it was no water, light, and gas that they had to pay for. All that stuff was free. If that's doing something to your people, then do it to me. Because somebody gonna give me $7,000 in a free house, and then on top of that, I don't have to pay no water, light, and gas either. How's that doing something to your people? But it's always the claim. They always have to have a reason to go in these places, so they make up these stories about what happened. You know, and they killing their own people. If you really cared about them killing their own people, why you didn't go over to Ethiopia? Why you didn't go to some of these different countries where they're killing each other? Matter of fact, let's make some even Haiti. Why y'all didn't go over there? Y'all had the African countries to go over there if you cared about people killing their people. No, it's things that you want. You know, y'all got mad at Gaddafi because he pulled away from the banking system. And Gaddafi was in the black. He wasn't in the red. He didn't know nobody nothing. But he was pulling all these different African countries together. So he had to go when you get to messing with the money. So it's just a bunch of BS when you know all these people is always doing something to their people. If you really cared about that, there's a lot of countries that's really doing things to their people, and y'all don't have nothing to say. Y'all don't do nothing. So really, all that stuff right there don't make no sense to me. I can't make this stuff make sense. You know, it's always something. But back to this dude. You know, he's so worried about what's going on in South Africa because that's where he's from. But at the same time, he got control of all our stuff at the Treasury Department, and it doesn't make any sense to me. I can't make it make sense. Just like I'm quite sure ain't nobody heard nothing about this bombing that's been done in Somalia on Saturday, another African country that got bombed down there in Somalia, talking about they was looking for ISIS. Now you're looking for ISIS. You over in South Africa talking about ISIS, and you doing airstrikes on Somalia just Saturday. Not only Somalia, you're doing airstrikes on Syria. Just a couple of days ago, you ain't been in office 3 weeks and you bombing these people. I can't make it make sense. Why are you bombing these people? Does that make any sense? And really, for me, the way I look at things is a lot of these countries is not trying to deal with with America and the West no more. They ain't trying to deal with all that stuff, man, because they tired of all these tariffs and messing them up economically, even though it messes us up economically as well. But you know, all these putting these 20% tariffs here, these tariffs there, these tariffs there. You know, in a lot of these countries that they mad at, just like Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso with Ibrahim Traore down there. You know, they got mad at him because they turned over the little puppet president they had down there before, and Ibrahim Traore came over. Traore came was down there. But he's from that country. He ain't came down there, but he stepped up and became the president. He was a military man. He stepped up and became the president, and all of a sudden, he told the U.S. in French to get the hell out, because they was tired of them using them for their natural resources, raping them and talking about, oh, we gonna protect you, but they spending no money for their natural resource, and they economically messed up for years and decades, and still ain't getting nothing. But when this young cat get up in here, 35 years old, he told him to get up out of here, and then had Russia over there, down there, both militaries down there at the same time, telling America and the French to get on. So and then when once Russia, they started messing with Russia and China and places like that. What ended up happening, they ended up making different trades for some of their natural resources. They're making trades now, and now they got their military halfway together pretty good and got things going on down there now, man. Turning their economic situation better to where they doing a lot of building. They got a lot of military stuff, weaponized drones and helicopters and missiles, all the military stuff that they need down there. Now they got a lot of these things, the big trucks, the big tanks, and they got a lot of this stuff by doing trade with their stuff. Because these other countries didn't go down there and try to beat them. Yeah, the other countries is getting stuff from them. Yeah, they getting some natural resources and stuff like that from them. Yeah, which is cool. But everybody's getting something, instead of one person just busy raping you for your stuff. Just keep on bending over, you know. So now they down there doing their thing, and I respect that country. And then they try to say the same thing, that he was doing his own people wrong. He killing his own people. He's doing all this, but all his people down there is down with him, staying down with him. He done had 9 assassination attempts on his life already. Already. 9 assassination attempts on his life. Why? Because he trying to help his country do good economically, But did none of the attempts work? And they called a few of the people, and I'm quite sure they talked and told them, who was doing this, where this was coming from. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like every time somebody tries to get themselves together, their community together, or their country together, it's always a problem with they make up these stories with, oh, they killing their own people. I'm like, damn. Just like the bombing on Somalia and Syria, ain't nobody. They don't hear that over the news. There ain't nobody talking about that. Ain't nobody talking about that. This man ain't been in office number 3 weeks, and you going bombing shit. Come on, man. Let's be real. And then what I respect about Ibrahim Traoré and them down there in Burkina Faso is that they down there, they made their first electric car, bro. Normally Africa has all their cars and stuff is imported. You know what I'm saying? Second-rate cars just being used cars that they shipping in there and charging and taxing the people down there for them. Burkina Faso down there, homeboy number 35. I gotta keep saying that. And they made their first electric car, man. They didn't go get a concept car or somebody else's car and copy their program on electric cars. They built it with their own minds, with their own intelligence, with their own merit, and they made them to where they fit for the continents of Africa's terrain. They made them to fit that, they suspension and all that stuff to where they fit that. They did that. They did these things on themselves. By themselves. Now you got other African countries following behind them, doing the same thing. And I know I'm talking a lot about Africa, but I'm getting ready to tie it all in for y'all in a minute. And so they got that going, and they already got some stations. They own charging stations that they built. They own charging stations. Now it's other African countries fall in their lead to where now they're trying to build their own cars to where that they don't need to import nothing, because man, the country of Africa, they have all the natural resources that you could possibly need to do anything with. But now they utilizing it in the way that they should. Now it's a problem. And then once they uh, put the all the charging stations all through their continent in different places all through Africa, then that makes their economy boom because now you got uh, places that can where they building their own cars, where that's giving people jobs, where they putting the charging stations up to where they build them themselves, which is going to give people their own jobs. And then not only that, instead of them selling they cobalt and lithium, instead of them selling that stuff to these other countries, guess what? They could even make the batteries and sell their own batteries to these other countries because everything that you need to make them batteries comes from Africa, and they don't like that. That's the problem. They want them to be what they call them shithole countries, when really they got everything in the world down there. They got parts of Africa that look better than this joint. But as long as they know figuring out how to keep their own cash and do their thing within, then their economy gonna boom better than anybody's economy around the world because they got everything. They got everything that they need. So just off of that one move, look at what that does for them economically. You know what I'm saying? And they got other moves and other things that they got going. They got other things that they doing and other things that they got going that's gonna make them eat to where they cool. And then like all these different countries like Taiwan, where it was hard to buy cars because they didn't have the chips and it wasn't the chips and all that stuff. Guess where that stuff come from? The cobalt, the lithium. Well, guess where that stuff come from that builds these chips? All that stuff. In order to build the chips, you have to have that stuff from Africa. All that stuff comes from Africa. Think of when they start to getting the right amount of pay for the stuff that they getting instead of getting robbed and cheated out of it. And then, then America is always trying to be saying like, oh, look, we got Taiwan's back. Taiwan is China, a part of China, man. Just like Ukraine is a part of Russia. Always has been. Look it up. That's like California saying, okay, we're going to separate. We're going to be our own nation. You think that the nation's going to go for that? You think the government's going to go for that? No, I don't think so. And that's how these other people be feeling about where they from, about their country. Like, nah, we all won. We grabbing all this back. But yet and still, we always in the middle of somebody else's business, mad at them because they getting part of their country back. How can we be mad at that? Let's make it make sense. I just be trying to make all this stuff make sense, man, and all this stuff be really crazy, man. It be like folks is stupid or everybody got to do like you do. These countries been in existence longer than this country ever thought about being in existence as far as being Americanized, because this country was here before it got Americanized by the Native Americans anyway. And I'm pretty sure a lot of black folks. They the ones that's always coming over, stealing and taking stuff and robbing and stealing. They do it right here in this country today with all these mass shootings and killing everybody and swear up and down, oh, well, he had a mental problem. As soon as a black person, oh, he's a hyena. Let's make this stuff make sense. With all this DEI mess y'all be talking about, man, it's just foolish and crazy, man. This stuff been going on too long, and now here go even the bigger problem. I don't know if y'all ever heard of BRICS, BRICS, BRICS is where all these countries then came together and they trade amongst each other. This is what it boils down to. This is why folks is mad. And South Africa is one of the countries, and this is another reason why folks is mad. It's called BRICS. They trading with each other without having to use the U.S. dollar. They changing the financial system, and they don't like that. That's where all these tariffs and all this other goofy stuff is coming from. And how we slapping tariffs on people that we trading with, we getting stuff with from. We get most of our stuff come from China. Ain't nothing made in America. Y'all sold everything off to China and the rest of the people now mad because you got to get the stuff from them. And how you gonna put tariffs on these people? How you gonna get this stuff built? You don't even have people here that's even doing that kind of stuff. Almost every American car is made out the country, but you slapping tariffs on them. But we want to put everything you got in your house, you probably look and say made in China. And like I keep telling y'all, them tariffs ain't gonna do nothing but charge you. They gonna charge the corporation gonna charge you. They ain't gonna pay for it. You know? But that goes back to BRICS. They tired of that because you able to where you could mess with me economically, and it's gonna hurt them and it's gonna hurt us. You know what I'm saying, as far as economically, and the thing about it is it's gonna hurt us real good. You know, so I don't even get it, but well I do get it. But so what China and these other countries are doing, they built this thing called BRICS, like say like the G Summit or UN or whatever you want to call it. They built this thing to where they trying to tear down the system, the financial system, to make the lower the American dollar, where the American dollar ain't gonna be worth shit. Because the last time I looked at BRICS, it was only 6 countries in it. Now it's a whole bunch of them, and really they got like about 41, 43% of the world, as far as like the country having more people. But they got a lot of countries that's involved. It's like 195 countries altogether around the world. But some of them countries, them ones that don't have melanin in them, you know what they do. They gonna stay with their folks and they gonna do what they do. But let me name off some of these countries, man, and you can look this up for yourself, and that way you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, because later on you're gonna hear it, and you're gonna hear it come from the white folks. But just like you ain't heard about the bombing in Somalia on Saturday and the bombing in Syria, this BRICS been going on and you ain't never even heard about it. At least most people haven't heard about it. But I'm gonna give you an outlook on how many people are that's in BRICS. Here go one of the countries I can't pronounce. I'm gonna put it like that too. The countries that's in BRICS is BRICS members. They BRICS members, and they got some on hold just sitting waiting in order to join BRICS. And all this got to do with financial institutions, to where what they're doing, I know they're doing is they're gonna make it where the American dollar ain't as strong as it used to be. They're gonna make it to where it's gonna be some BRICS. It's gonna be a whole different thing. All the countries that's involved in it: Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. South Africa. Remember, we just talked about South Africa. South Africa, Egypt, the Ethiopian, Indonesia, Iran, UAE, uh, uh, Belarus, Bolivia, Cuba, Kazakhstan, Malaysia, Niger, uh, Thailand, Uganda, and I can't pronounce this other one. I don't know the name of this, but I'm gonna let you know how many African countries is involved in this thing they call BRICS. You got. I'm looking at one. I'm looking at South Africa. I'm looking at Egypt, Ethiopia. That's four of them. Ethiopia and Uganda and Nigeria. That's six African countries that's involved. There's 54 African countries on the continent. There's 195 countries around the world. But yeah, man, this is what they doing, man. This is what they doing. It all got to do with the finances right now. It's all about the financial system that they're trying to limit. I don't know if y'all can see this, but I'm gonna try to show it to where you can see it. It's called BRICS members. I don't know if you can see it, but these is all the members with BRICS, man. And it ain't something that I'm making up. Look it up. Look it up. You'll see what I'm talking about. They know exactly what they're doing because they tired of the BS, man. And by time this dude Elon Musk and this dude get through with this country, if people don't get out on these streets and fight for their rights like they do in these other countries, if people don't get out here in these streets and fight for that, guess what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? This country gonna be in the trash less than a year. Less than a year. Because that's all they doing, raping the country. How you gonna give an unelected official uh access to people's social security number, people's social security for when they get their checks, the elderly, social security, all your medical stuff. I know I done said this before, but it just be just like itching me. They medical, they like Medicare, the Affordable Care Act. Like they put a freeze on it. Some of y'all don't went in y'all's portal and couldn't get in it. I'm seeing it all over YouTube and EBT and all the government grants, government loans, and everything that you do with the government, and then plus they got trillions of dollars up in this place, and you got Elon Musk got his people in there from 19 to 24 years old. How we know what the hell they gonna do with all that information, the people's information, and your bank account? Man, I'm just saying, man, family, it's not good. And then with all this deportation, I'm just going over stuff that's just coming to my head. I know I said it in other videos, and all this deportation with all the Latin people and stuff of that nature. Who's going up there to pick that stuff? So that means you're not going to be able to eat, bro. If that stuff is sitting up there dry right now, it's gonna make it to the store. And if it do make it to the store, they're gonna charge you so much because it took them so much money and so much stuff to save some of it. Then your cost at the store is gonna be sky high. Think of the big picture. Don't think of the short distance because this stuff is going on right now. It's going on right now. Then all the military aid and all the military stuff, they just gonna put a freeze, a stop to it. They try to just stop it until the one judge said, "Oh no, you can't just do that." Hey, family, like, share, subscribe, man. I appreciate it, man. Like, share, subscribe. It'll be greatly appreciated, man. I'm gonna keep on bringing y'all the information, man. It's up to y'all to listen to it. It's up to y'all to look it up. It's up to you guys to look it up and see really what's going on for yourself more in depth, and I guarantee you, you will understand what I'm talking about, family. You'll understand where I'm coming from. I'm trying to paint the picture as clear as I can for you. And if you look it up, you'll see it's all there. I'm not making this stuff up. This stuff is not a game. The country is getting ready to fall to its knees unless people get out here on these streets and make things happen. Because, you know, in the House and the Senate and stuff, like I said, man, in the last video, man, they can't do it themselves. It ain't number 47. It's 100 and how many in the House and Senate? 102 or something like that. 102, 104, something like that in there. 51, 51, I think it is. Yeah, about 102 people in the House and Senate. And we only got 47 seats, bro. So if don't none of them Republicans vote and see the things that we see, and it's really not about party, really it's about life at this point. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, or Independent. It's all about life at this point, about what's going on. But, you know, I would hate to see everything just go all the way down in the mud before then we try to change it and switch it back. Let's catch it while it's at this bad place it's at right now, because it's at a really bad place and we need to catch this and get this thing right, man. Get this thing right before it go really off the hinges, man. You know, we're gonna look up and we'll be all the way back to the civil rights movement. And this ain't just no particular race. This ain't no just one particular community. This is for everybody. Because back then, yeah, you still got racism now, but at the same time, you still got now it's about rich and poor with these people up here. And they figured that they could just rape us. They figured that we just dumb and stupid, but we're not. We're not that. We more incompetent than them. That's the thing. They just know the right people, and Daddy might give them a little bit of money. You know, like all the businesses that the orange man bankrupt and went bad on and wasn't paying his people, like the incompetent person he is, like the incompetent person he is as president. And like this other fool that come from South Africa, he don't know nothing about politics in America. And even if he do, he ain't got no business in there running nothing. You're not elected official. But like I say, family, man, much love, man. Like, share, subscribe, man. Like, share, subscribe. I appreciate it, man. Let's get the message out, man. And let's get out here and hit these streets, man. Let's meet up and hook up somehow so we can fight this war we against, man, before everything just go all the way bad. Let's try to stop this thing, like the Democrats is calling it. Let's stop the steal, because it's all bad, man. AK International, much love, and I'm out.